A very good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. You're watching the Morning Brew program where we're talking the Energy Conference TNT 2018. With me on set, good morning, Mr. Rampasad.
Good morning,
Mr. Dominic Rampasad. He's president of the Phoenix Park Gas Processors Limited. Just getting straight into it, Mr. Rampasad, could you tell us a bit about Phoenix Park Processors and their role in the energy value chain?
Well, Phoenix Park Gas Processors, or PPGPL as we call ourselves, is really the midstream within the energy sector. So we sit between the upstream and the downstream. And essentially what we do is that all of the gas that comes to the Point Lisas estate that is supplied by the NGC comes to PPGPL first. We extract the natural gas liquids out of the gas and then return what we call the dry gas back to the NGC, which they then deliver into Point Lisas. The liquids we extract, we then fractionate and export all of those liquids to the Caribbean and Latin America.
Propane, butane, and natural gas.
Natural gasoline.
And you're one of the largest gas processing facilities, is it, in the Caribbean and Latin America?
We are the largest single-train natural gas processing and fractionation facilities actually in the Western Hemisphere.
But given the role that you just explained, how has PPGPL been dealing with the ongoing challenges facing the sector? I mean, we're talking gas curtailment, sometimes between 20 and 30%.
Well, we're talking gas curtailments. We're also talking very low commodity prices. The reality, you know, is that this environment is going to persist for a while. And what we have done, we have had to remodel our business. And in doing that, we looked at two key areas. One was our costs. Because you have low prices, you can't run a commodity business in a low-price environment with high costs. So since 2015, we've gone on a very, very strict cost management drive. And I will say in the past 2 years, we have removed close to 30% of our operating costs out of the business. We haven't sent a single employee home. And we've done that through prudent cost management, looking at how much work we outsource versus insourced, renegotiating contracts, and just looking at our internal efficiencies to make sure that when we execute our work, we execute it as efficiently and as carefully as possible.
Is that 30%, the operating costs?
Operating costs, 30%.
That's commendable
Very much so. Done all by the employees of PPGPL.
Okay, but what is the model that you use? And I mean, you did touch on some of the topics, but just tell us a little bit more about how you managed to get that figure.
Well, there were a couple of areas we looked at. One was the use of consultancies in our business. Very often, you know, you get work, you have your work plans, and you look to consultants to help you with those work plans. But over the years, we have built up a very, very strong and competent employee workforce at PPGPL. And in 2015, we challenged ourselves to get that work done internally, utilize our inbuilt competencies. And over the last 2 years, particularly in areas like engineering, process plant operations, and in legal, we have trimmed back all of those costs. And a lot of that work now is being done internally. And what we're finding is that in doing it, employees are required now to go and research their topics more, convince each other that they can do it, plan it, resource it, and then go and execute it. And in executing, they pursue their typical scheduling and cost management and scope management. So with all of that, they've built in the efficiencies into the process, and so it has now become a routine now in the organization.
And you've got the added benefits of teamwork and team building in that.
It's teamwork and team building within PPGPL, but we've also leveraged the synergies across the NGC group. PPGPL is part of the NGC group of companies. So legal is a good example. When we had our EPO last year, it was the legal resources at PPGPL, National Energy, and NGC that supported the process. And so you build on the competencies across the group, and we leverage on that, we share on it, we collaborate when we need to collaborate. And in doing that, you're able to manage your costs, but more importantly, build your competencies of your people internally.
You know, in citing that example, and coming back to the theme of the conference, you talked about collaboration.
Correct.
And it's really a perfect example of that collaboration.
Correct. And it's collaboration to an end result. And the end result is to build a strong group of companies. The end result is to recognize that what we have, the environment we have today, is going to persist. And you have to remodel your business in order to be able to survive, and not just survive, to grow at the same time.
There's some people listening on who might want to accept that. I mean, you're talking about low commodity prices. You did say the reality is that it will be there for a while. And, I mean, you're saying that it will persist. But from your point of view, for how long will this situation persist?
We expect it to persist into the medium to long term. And the simple reason being is that the supply of commodity products is far more elastic than the demand for commodity products. Meaning that if you just look at what is happening in the U.S. shale industry, their ability to supply large volumes of product at a very short, within a very short time frame is phenomenal. And over the last 3 years, as commodity prices have fallen, they have adjusted their business model to reduce their cost structures as well in order to compete. So just by virtue of that high elasticity of supply, and the fact that supply can come onto the market, a large volume of supply can come onto the market at a very short, within the very short term, would indicate that just basic economics, that price is the mechanism that will bring that model into equilibrium. So, you know, our view is that with that large volume of supply right on our doorsteps, and then you have Venezuela that can come on, once they can get their house in order. You have Guyana coming on, you have Argentina coming on, you have Colombia coming on. The availability of supply is going to be very high, and therefore price is going to be continually challenged to move back to what it used to be in 2010 and 2011.
Wow, the price is going to continue to be very challenged. We now go to a quick break, but stay with us. We speak with Mr. Rampasad a bit more when we get back.